So what you do in the day will define you. If you're going to be the person who's going to play video games for 8 hours a day like I used to, well, there's a good chance that you're defining yourself as a gamer. If you're going to be the person who is running every single day, you're running every morning, maybe at night, maybe midday, I don't really know. You're going to just run a lot. Then obviously you're going to consider yourself a runner. And if you were doing drugs every single day, I know it's kind of dark, but if you were, then you would be a drug addict. We are defined by the things that we do on a day-to-day basis, and these definitions can be actually changed. And whatever bad definition that you really don't like that's stuck to yourself, maybe you could just peel off that name tag of whatever definition you define yourself as, and you can redefine yourself. And today I'm going to explain the 3 different ways that you can redefine yourself. So we're going to start off with number 1, which is habits. Now, the habits that you've created over time will pretty much these are the reasons why you're pretty much defining yourself in the long run, okay? So, for example, if you're playing games all the time and you have a habit to just pick up your controller and just put on your headphones and just start playing games, there's a good chance that, well, it's just a habit to play video games. Therefore, you're defined as a gamer just because you created this long-term habit that is gaming. If you was to change this habit and you was to maybe work out before you end up playing video games, every single time you decide that you want to play video games, you work out before you end up doing it, even if it's like something small like 10 minutes, there's a good chance that you won't define yourself as much as a gamer, but somebody who actually works out. And if you can change this habit that every single time you decide that you're going to play video games, you hit a workout before, you're going to start defining yourself as somebody who's not maybe a gamer, but is actually somebody who's fit and is going to actually try to change themselves. And whenever you're doing this, you're actually going to probably start playing video games less and less. And as long as you're able to change this habit, there's a good chance that you're going to start succeeding. You're going to start seeing some growth. You're going to start wanting to work out more. And as long as this habit can stick with you, you're going to see some really, really positive growth out of your life. If not, at least you're enjoying gaming, but at the same time, you're working out and you're getting fit. So number 2 is going to be choices. Choices are kind of similar to habits, but they come in a way that is literally in the moment. So habits are typically based on a long-term kind of thing. So it's something that you're doing a lot and repetitive, and that is what creates the habit of that. But choices, however, are kind of a decision. This is kind of where your habits actually start to break. So in order to really develop good habits, you have to make good choices, okay? So the choices that you decide to make will affect pretty much your future habits and stuff like that. So they really go well together. And I want you to think of it this way. Whenever you're faced with a choice, you're faced typically with a bad and a good. Sometimes you're faced with a good and a good, but there's most of the time it's a bad and a good. So for example, are you going to have, a giant cake and you're going to eat Dairy Queen? Or are you going to make yourself a home-cooked meal and it be healthy? Or, are you just going to go the route and go Subway? There's a whole bunch of different choices and they all lead you different paths, Going the cake route is going to make you very unhealthy and probably feel like crap. Making a home-cooked meal is going to be great because you have the choice to make a very healthy home-cooked meal that you can eat sometimes for multiple days, and you will have leftovers and stuff like that, and you will be able to eat, for multiple days in a row. And once again, it's a healthy choice that you can make for the following days ahead. And then the Subway route is maybe it's a little bit more costly, but at least it's a good alternative than to choose Dairy Queen and just eat cake or, a Oreo Blizzard. I mean, that sounds really, really good right now. But hey, that is the choice that I would have to make. You know what I'm saying? And that's the choice that you would have to make, is choosing what is going to be the best option for you. And These choices can be very, very difficult, and sometimes you will give in. You will go to Dairy Queen. You will make mistakes. You will do that, but it's always trying to, make up for it. So, maybe you did do something a little bit unhealthy. Maybe you made some bad choices in the day. Well, there's a good chance that the day's not over and you can literally do something good. And that literally goes back into the habit thing where, maybe hit a workout before you end up going and doing some gaming. It's the choices that you make that will really define you. So number 3 is your environment. Now, your environment, unfortunately, not always can change. Sometimes you're stuck in a house that maybe you don't want to be in. And maybe, it's maybe your parents aren't good to you, or maybe, it's just somebody that's just constantly bugging you, or whatever it is. Maybe you don't have the best household. The friends that you hang out with, you're stuck with them in school. Maybe they're really, really good friends. Maybe they're great influences. Maybe they're really bad. Okay. And at this point, you've been friends with them for so long. It's either a good thing or it's a bad thing. You don't even really know until you start really thinking about it. Sometimes thinking about this can make you a little bit uncomfortable because you're like, is this a good thing or is this truly a bad thing? And once again, this is where environment comes into play, okay? So who you surround yourself with will define you as well. So if you surround yourself with very successful people, then there's a good chance that you will start to see more success as you grow. If you surround yourself around drug addicts and really terrible people, there's a good chance that you're going to end up like them and you're going to follow that path. It is very, very difficult to turn somebody else's life around. It is so much easier to turn your own. And once you're able to kind of turn your life around and start to change your environment, and you can do this in very, very small ways. Whether it's just joining maybe cross country or something like that because you want to start running, or maybe you are graduated or something. So maybe you could just start going to the gym and start meeting people that are like-minded who also go to the gym. And I know it doesn't really sound like it's a possible thing in this world where we're all, we got our AirPods in and we're just kind of in another world. But the thing is, you will meet other people and they will meet you. And it's really crazy what can happen whenever you start actually improving yourself just by changing your environment. And you'll start to meet people, you'll start to just see more opportunities for yourself as your environment improves with you. So those are the 3 things that can really redefine you and just make you the best you can possibly be. And I really think that following these kind of steps, or really following, I guess, these 3 things is going to, if you focus in on them and really, really, focus in on them, give them time, give them thought, give them action, you're going to see some really good growth in your life. And maybe it won't happen immediately, but it will happen eventually. You'll be able to pull off that name tag of gamer, and you'll be able to say, I work out and I'm strong and I feel good and I'm happy. So I really do hope this helped you. And if it did, then be sure to like and subscribe if this is the kind of stuff that you like. If you felt like there's value in this and that it's helped you. If it did, that's awesome. And I would love to hear your thoughts. So thank you so much for watching. And if you wanted to check out this video right here, these are the small improvements that you can make that will change you, okay? If you want to start making improvements ASAP, then watch this video because these are some really great ways to just boost your confidence immediately. And I'm not joking, it doesn't take hardly any effort, any money. Just do this, okay? If you haven't watched this video already. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, find the fire within you and stay Diablo. And go out there and redefine yourself.